Okay, let's start once again. With the blank state and the blank window, I'm Yasmin. This is That IT Show, and today I'm going to be joining me, or you are going to be joining me on a journey to try to do some vibe coding. So let's roll intro and see what's up. Hello, once again. Wedren is due to some unforeseen circumstances not with us today, so I decided to do a sneaky one and do a little bit of vibe coding behind his back. So I wanted to show you how to quickly, and basically I'm not going to say dirty, but extremely quickly go from not coding to coding something that actually makes sense. So my goal today is to use the available free tools on a blank window installation, and this is the reason why this thing exists here, and try to do a small application that is going to have a couple of buttons and a window, and to see and explain to you how easy or complicated it is to deal with coding. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go and open a completely fresh window, and I'm going to go and say chatgpt.com, because this is going to be my weapon of choice today. Now, when we are talking about ChatGPT, you could also use Gemini, you could also use any other tool, because today either Grok, either Gemini, either ChatGPT, or whatever is out there is mostly capable of what we are going to try to do today. So my goal today is to try to create code without going over the quota or going over the usage scenario that ChatGPT gives you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and stay with minimalistic approach to ChatGPT, and I'm going to try to create a small web application, desktop application for Windows. And what I decided to do is I decided to use Python. So what I'm going to try to tell ChatGPT is that I want to use Python, and I'm going to use Qt. Qt is basically me cheating a little bit, because I know that this is possible, and this is the easiest way to create an application in Python on any desktop, including not only Windows but also Linux. But the thing that I wanted to show you is that it is possible to create something with absolutely minimal context and absolutely minimal installation. So let's start from the beginning. This is a completely clean Windows desktop, Windows 11. Nothing has been installed. I only have Edge. I don't even have a decent browser, as you can see. What I need to do is I'm going to be needing to install Python. I'm going to install the latest version. And then I'm going to try to make ChatGPT help me write a simple application that is going to be consisting of two buttons and basically nothing else. But what I want to do is I want to go through how hard it is to start doing coding or start programming in big quotation marks, because this is not a programming. I used to do a small bit of programming before, so I know what I'm going against, but this is basically a proof of concept. I'm trying to make sure that everybody can see what can be done in 10 minutes and by using ChatGPT. So first thing that what I'm going to do is I want to install Python before I do anything else, because I'm obviously going to need Python. So I'm going to go to python.org downloads, and I'm going to download the version that it recommends. So I'm going to go with Python 13.3 for 64-bit Windows, and I'm going to wait for it to download, and I'm going to install it. So Python is a programming language. I'm going to go with everything that is default in the Python, and this is going to be this. So I'm just going to go and press install. That's it. And the thing that we are supposed to be using, or the thing that we are supposed to be using to install other things in the Python, is going to be called pip. Now, you could go through the online tutorial if you want to be able to quickly start up and start programming in Python. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go and stop this. And I'm going to create a single prompt, or a simple prompt for the ChatGPT. Before that, I just want to make sure that I have installed what I wanted to install. So I'm going to go with idle Python just to see if the my shell is installed. Yes, my Python is working. Okay, let me see if the help is working. Help. So this, yes. I can do quit. And this is it, basically, from my perspective. Now, the next thing I'm going to open is going to be a simple terminal. I'm just going to go with the terminal. I'm just going to also increase the size of the font so I can see what is happening here. Let me see dir. Okay, let me go to my documents folder. Let me make a directory that is going to be called that IT show app. And then I'm going to go to this directory and say, okay, this is it. Now, this is the thing that I wanted to start with. The next thing that I want to have a blank slate where I'm going to drop my code in. So I'm going to just say, okay, notepad, and then I'm going to say app.py. What I'm doing here is I'm basically invoking the notepad application, and I'm creating a file called app.py, and it is going to say, okay, do you want to create a new file? Yes. So I have a new file that is completely empty, and I'm now ready to start my communication with ChatGPT. Now, I'm going to try to describe to ChatGPT what I'm doing. So I want to create a small desktop app in Python using Qt, and I need it to create a window named that IT show and have two buttons. One going to be named switch. It will when clicked, switch places of the buttons. I'm not going to go with the switch. I'm going to say swap to make sure that he understands, or it understands what I'm trying to say. The other one is going to be called color. So I have some characters. Okay. And it is going to change up background to a random solo color. That's it. So I want to create a small application in Python using Qt. I needed to create a window, singular, not plural, named that_IT_show, and have two buttons. One is going to be named switch. It'll when clicked swap places of the buttons, and the other is going to be called color, and it's going to change up called background to a random color. Create me the entire step by step, and that's it. Let's see what is going to happen. Okay, so what is expecting for me to do is it is going to give me basically two important steps. One is going to be to use PyQt. So it's a framework that enables me to create widgets and create applications. And the other thing that is going to tell me too, it is going to tell me how to actually do the application itself. So I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to copy this thing. So I'm going to press copy here. I'm going to go to my notepad and I'm going to paste this thing here. We'll come back to this, but I just wanted to make sure that I have this thing on. And then the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to ask it to, so I'm going to copy this thing and say that I want to install the PyQt 5. Now, in order to install it, I need my terminal. My terminal is going to be in the same place that I already installed my application. And what I'm not going to do, I'm not going to do any other preparation. So I have a directory, I have Python, and I'm just going to go with pasting text and directly running it. And then it's going to say that, okay, this is not fine because it has a problem with pip. Now, let me see if my Python is working. No, my Python is not working. So I need to make sure that I'm calling my Python from wherever the Python was installed. So let me check, because I probably didn't put it in my, I didn't put it in the path. So let me just check. It is in the, let me see, open file location. This is here. Okay, so I'm going to go and let me just check. Is my Python is here, so this is it. And let me just try and check, ask it to run. So Python, cool. Let me just close this thing, Control D, and let me see what can happen if I say Python pip. No such file pip. Okay, let me see where the pip is, or to be more correct, let me say that I have a problem. Pip is not in my path. Then it's going to ask me how to tell me how to solve this thing. So I'm going to go either with this thing, or I'm going to go with the other option, and the other option is to go with the scripts folder. So let me check. Is there a scripts folder here? Yes. Is there a pip here? Yes. So I can use this pip. So let me just say copy as path and go back to my original window, and then that's it. Now, is pip running? Yes, fine. Let's see if I can just say, can it run? Yes, it is going to run. Good. Now let me see what I need to install. So let me go back to my original window. I need to install PyQt 5. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. So this, I'm going to paste this and the number 5 and then say install. Let's see what's going to happen next. Great, so it is installing something. I can tell you what it's installing. It's basically going to the internet, grabbing all the PyQt libraries that it needs to run, and then it is going to get those libraries from the internet and install them. It is taking a while. I was not expecting that this is going to be so slow, but it's probably from a mirror that is not that good. Anyways, while this is installing, what are the next things that I need to do? I need to go and check on my code. Now, my code here is pretty simple. I'm going to go and try to explain it to you, and I'm going to try to explain why this thing is so immensely I'm going to go with revolutionary, immensely revolutionary. Now I sound like somebody from okay, let's not go there. This is a big revolution when it comes to coding. And now, why is this thing even a thing? The reason why we are talking about this thing is because even if you knew how to code, it would take you probably a better part of a half an hour by experimenting and retrying and doing things, unless you are coding in Qt every day. I was using Qt for a couple of years, mainly to do some, I wouldn't call it prototyping because I wasn't doing anything visual, but I was using Qt when I needed to create a small wrapper around some Python code. So when I needed to create a small part of user interface that would simply run something and would be able to actually do something with that needs to be displayed or shown to user, I would probably use Qt because it is the simplest way of creating a small desktop application. The way you use it is basically you define the different elements in the Python, and then you include your code to display parts of the or whatever you need to display in those elements. So you have standard widgets, you have buttons, you have text boxes, you have different things that you can use in your application, and the idea is for you to be able to do this quickly. But what ChatGPT and LLMs as such created is that you can do it in a couple of minutes or even a couple of seconds. Because when you're iterating, the thing that you want to concentrate on is usually your Python code. So you have some piece of code that needs to display something. You don't want to waste time on creating a user interface. If the user interface can be created in a simple script or in a simple prompt, this is immensely good for anybody who wants to up their productivity. So this is finished installing. Let me now see what I can do. First, let me go through the code. Let me show you how the code looks like. And let me just show you, since I'm using a notepad with no coloring, without anything. So I'm just going to go and say, okay, this is the code. I'm going to try to explain what is the code is doing here. The code is going to import libraries. So it's going to call for PyQt widgets. It's going to pull from GUI, from core. It is going to import the things that it needs. So not everything, but all the things that it needs. It is going to create the app class, and then it's going to create the window title. It's going to set the size for it. It's going to create the box layout of it. It's going to create two switches, switch and color. It is going to do the layout. It's going to define those two buttons. So it is going to say, okay, the buttons can be swapped. So it is going to remove those and then lay them out in reverse order. Then the next thing is if I press the change color button, it's going to change the color. And then after everything has been done, this is the last part that actually executes the application. Because in C and in Python, it's usual that all the functions, all the classes and all the definitions are before the actual main application. So the applications itself is going to say app Q applications is args, so it's going to try to see to instantiate the application. Then it is going to create the window. It's going to show the window, and then once we are out or we have exited, it's going to exit the application. The window itself is also going to be easy to see. So there is a window title, there is a size of the window, there is a layout that says this is a box. Then there is a push button, there is another push button, there is going to be an add widget that is going to use automatical placement of the buttons. And there is going to be a calling on the function that swaps buttons and changes the color. That's it, basically. Now, if I close the notepad, it's going to ask me to save, yes. And what I should have now right now is I should be having my Python exe file, which I'm calling directly from my directory. And then there should be an app.py. If I start it, there is my application. That's what is there for. So if I press switch, nothing changes. If I press the color is here. So my application is partially working. So the switch part doesn't work, but the color part works. So imagine that I don't know anything about Python. Let's just close this thing and say to ChatGPT, okay, app works, but it does not change or swap button places, button locations, let's call it. Okay. So it decided to just change the swap buttons, and what it is trying to tell me is that I need to change my function. So I need to change the way that buttons are being called. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the notepad once again to show me the application. I'm going to go to my definition of the swap button self, and I'm going to overwrite it with the other definition. So the new definition that it gave me, it says order of widgets is going to be stored, and then it is going to reuse it, but in this in the reverse order. Let's see if this thing works, because as I said, I'm not going to fix anything. Let's see, fpy. Okay, now we have a problem. Okay, this is the problem that I created, because Python does not like indentation that is wrong. So let me just quickly check. This is the indentation that should be right. So save. Let me try once again. Okay, now the buttons work. So the switch works, the color works. If I switch it, color, switch, color, switch, color, and so on. So this is basically proof of concept. Now let me try to do something more complex. Let's, for example, ask it, is it possible to add text that will, or that will show okay, so current weather in Zagreb. Yes. And it is going to try to use the open weather map key, which I don't want to do. The reason why I don't want to do this is because my I don't want to have any IP keys. Can I do it without any keys? I don't care about updating it more than once per run. Okay, and now I ran out of my credits. So what have we learned in this thing? The ChatGPT itself is basically able to create a small application. It's not a web application; it's a desktop application without any problems. You can depend on it that it is going to give you. I'm not going to say the code that you want to do, but the code that you probably are able to use. It is going to be able to quickly go and fix the code, so it understood what the problem was and fix the problem. So when it comes to quick and dirty programming of simple things, LLMs or ChatGPT or AI, however you call it, is simply irreplaceable. And this is the reason why we so like this is the reason why we so much like the ChatGPT itself, because it solves a problem that we usually have when we have to do something quickly. The problem that it doesn't solve is that you need to think for it. So, for example, I was asking it, am I able to do it without using an API key? I know that I'm able to do it. I know that there are different sites or different services that basically enable you to go and get weather information. At least one of those is actually able to use directly telnet, so it is able to actually go and go to the telnet, go via telnet and give you the weather via telnet. So let me check weather via telnet. So let's go with this one, or no, let's try to see not using telnet but weather from command line. Okay, come on, why am I unable to click on this thing? I got what I wanted to see, but okay. What I'm looking for is weather.in. So this is the thing that I could be using. So weather.in, if you call it simply as a website, or if you just curl it, so you just get the information from it, you can just quickly get the weather and the weather for today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. So three-day weather report, and it is going to give you basically all the information that you need. So it is possible to get the weather information without using API keys. Of course, this is not elegant, but if I told ChatGPT that this thing exists, it would be able to help me with the Python code. The thing is that once you start doing things like this, you are probably going to need either a paid version, because this is going to take you a few iterations to get right, or you're going to have to use some free version of the AI, probably Grok or something like this, and it is going to try to help you, but I didn't play with it yet, so I don't know what to expect. So when it comes to AI, right now the status is that AI is extremely helpful, it is useful, but you need to think for it. If I wanted to just do a simple thing, I would be able to do it. If I needed to explain to the AI what I wanted to change, because the problem was that it didn't work. And the other thing is that once you understand what you want to do, So once you get into the vibe, in the vibe coding, you suddenly have to realize what service and what provider you're going to use for the information that you require, simply because you don't have the ChatGPT or any other AI doesn't know what to do. It's going to try to use most useful service, but for some people, for example, this would be a useful service. And on that, I'm going to finish this small episode of the Tati Show, simply because I wanted to do something different. I wanted to get from the technical chatter into directly doing something and showing you how simple it is to go from nothing to an application that looks like this in what it is, half an hour or so, with me chattering. So it works. It does what it says on the tin. It is not an immensely great application, but for starters, for somebody who basically hasn't written a single line of Python code in this session, this is more than good. And on that, thank you for being with us. We'll see you next time. Both Ved and me are going to be there. And we have some things planned that are going to be revealed in the next episode. Until then, see you and thank you.